Hey guys, it's me, Carlos Shark Freedom 78. Today I am celebrating Armored Core because earlier today, I managed to get this. The PS4 version of Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, and I gotta say, the gameplay is smooth, and I mean smooth. Even though it's even though it's a bit hard, just like every other Armored Core game, I still managed to have fun with it. I died a couple of times on the first mission, but I was able to see the error of my ways, and I was just trying to get a readjust playing Armored Core again because it's been a long time since I played an Armored Core game. And it's not the only reason why I'm celebrating Armored Core today, because I am also going to be showcasing some of the items from my personal Armored Core collection, namely from Armored Core 2. I have here the first and second models of the Armored Cores that are used in game for Armored Core 2, namely the Emerald model and the Zeo Matrix model. Now, unfortunately, as I was getting everything together, the ankle and the right foot of the Zeo Matrix model just snapped, and I had to use super glue to put it back together, and I wanted to make sure that the peg stayed in place so that it won't snap again. So I'm not so the Zeo Matrix figure is going to be staying stationary, so I won't have to move it, so I won't end up risking the ankle joint snapping on me again, or the foot falling off again. So I'm just going to take a look at the Emerald model right here, and this is the very first Armored Core that I ever got. Now, keep in mind, I got these Armored Core figures from eBay, and both of these were in a bit rough shape because the joints are a little bit loose on these figures, especially how they're constructed. But I really like them nonetheless. As for the Emerald model, it comes with the laser blade on the left arm, the pulse rifle on the right hand, and also the missile intercept system on the shoulders. On the left side of its back, you have the chain gun, and you also have the 6-tube missile launcher located on the right side of its back. And each Armored Core figure has the gimmick of the overboost. And let me demonstrate for you right here. All you have to do is just get underneath the tab, especially for these are a little bit tricky since they're kind of old, and since these can get stuck in pretty easily. As you can see, the thrusters can. Let me just focus here. The thrusters can be pulled out to extend the over boost gimmick. All you have to do is push down to put them back in place. Now these are wonderfully sculpted figures, but these were made back in early 2000, back when the PS2 was coming out. Now I have another Emerald figure right behind this one, but it's still in the box. But I'm not going to be opening that anytime soon. And of course, I have the PS2 copy of Armored Core 2 right there, right behind the Zeo Matrix model. And I also have the Guidebook, which I got from a used video game store called Gone Broke Gaming over on Kingsley Avenue over in Orange Park. And also, I have a very soft spot for this game in particular because this was the very first game that I ever played on the PS2. Now, Let me tell you a little bit of a story about that. My parents and we were going to Circuit City back when it was still in business. We were buying a new CRTV, and we were just looking at some of the other appliances that were on sale at the time. And I was just heading off to the video game section because that's where I always like to be when it comes to going to electronics stores like Best Buy or anything similar to that. So I went to the video game section, and the demo kiosk had a functioning PS2, and the launch title for the demo was Armored Core 2. So I got to play around with the mech combat for that particular game. I'd never really gotten into the customization up until I finally snagged a copy of Armored Core 2 myself after I graduated high school in 2006, and I'm really glad that I actually got to do so, and I got to experiment around with various different builds, various different weapons, and I had a blast with it. And I've been loving Armored Core ever since. And Armored Core 2 was the very first title of Armored Core that got me into the series as a whole. And finally getting Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon for my PS4, that was years in the making. And I finally got a copy of it, and I got to play it, and I am just happy that Armored Core made a comeback. So anyway, this is my overview. Let me give you a closer look at the. Let me give you a closer look at the Armored Core Guidebook. It has some really cool CG artwork of the ACs in the game. Now, keep in mind that this is all in Japanese. So, on one side you have a really cool looking poster of the Emerald and Zeomatrix ACs fighting in above Mars orbit. Which one would I have seen? Or no? Yeah, they're fighting above Mars's orbit. But even though it doesn't happen in game. Because all the fighting in Armored Core 2 mainly takes place on the Martian surface. And here you have some product shots featuring some really cool CG artwork for the Armored Core high-end action figures from Artifacts Kotobukiya. This is really cool. And as I said, a lot of this is basically an overview of all the AC parts that you acquire in the game, and you also the weapons that you acquire, the FCS, the generators, the inside parts, extensions, everything. And you also have the opening quote from the game itself. As you can see, it'll say Earth Year 223. In the wake of the final war, known as the Great Destruction, mankind was forced to underground. But with the discovery of the pre-war Mars immigration project, the human race would once again prosper and flourish. The age of conflict in the subterranean world was finally over, and the newly established government made the restoration of the devastated environments a priority. Emigration to Mars was encouraged, but this influx of settlers poses a threat to law and order on the Red Planet. Corporations that were all-powerful during the subterranean era lost their foothold when the government was created, but with the new planet, ripe for exploration, they discovered opportunities to regain their strength. And as you can see, it has the basic outlines of all the missions, as well as the history, as well as the corporations that are and the other third parties that are also involved. Belina, Emerald, Zeomatrix, LCC, the Earth government, as well as the Raven support company, Nerves Concord. And it'll tell you all the basics about the layout of the game, and it'll also give you the layout of every single mission, and also the actions that you can do in the game, and also the stats of every single part. All the systems, mission maps, enemies you'll be facing, and it also gives the layout, also the epilogue for the game, and the arena and also the arena, the ranking ACs in particular, and you also have the linked versus mode. You have split screen versus, and you also have some of the really cool and dope CG artwork stills from the opening sequence of the game, and also some really cool artwork of some of the disorder units, and also some of the enemies you'll be facing, including Leos Klein's AC, as well as the staff interviews, all in Japanese, and it also features some promotions for the posters, as well as the ID dog tags and the limited edition phone card and preview disc. And you also have the promo for the Artifacts Kotobukiya figures for Armored Core 2. So for me, if you're planning on getting these, good luck, because some of these are really running high on the secondary market. I was lucky that I was able to get these figures for less than $100 each, somewhere around the ballpark between $40 and $60. But nowadays, these things are going for over $100, and if you're planning to spend that much money to get your hands on these figures, good luck. Good luck. These are very rare to find. These are very hard to find. They're also out of print, so that makes them very, very rare and very hard to find. And if you got the money to drop on these figures, then good luck. And I gotta say, I'm still loving the Armored Core series, because they're reinventing various different ways on how to play the game, and so far the newest Armored Core and the newest entry in the Armored Core series, Armored Core 6, Fighters Rubicon, it's a lot more accessible, and but despite it being a FromSoft game, and what I mean by this is that FromSoft games tend to be one of the most difficult to play. So I'm just giving you a warning, but they're fun nonetheless. But there is a very steep learning curve that you have to get over in order to play some of these games. And Armored Core is no different. So anyway, that is my overview of my small but humble Armored Core collection. So if you like what you see, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and all the support from you guys has been nothing short of spectacular and life-saving, and I'm eternally grateful, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me this far. So anyway, this is Carlos, Strike Freedom 78, in regards to my Armored Core collection, and hopefully I'll be able to see you guys on the next overview of some of my collection. Anyway, this is Carlo Concepcion. Peace out, and above all, stay kind. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day, or in this case, night, and stay safe. Peace out.